After President Trump called for Iran's unconditional surrender and warned that they had the Ayatollah Ali Khamanei in their sights, Iran's mission to the United Nations posted this to X, saying that no Iranian official had ever groveled at the gates of the White House, calling Trump's threat cowardly, further making a reference to a has-been warmonger clinging to relevance. This was the Ayatollah in his own words earlier.
The very fact that its American friends are entering the scene and speaking is a sign of its weakness and impotence. The President of the United States has recently opened his mouth to threaten us. He is both threatening and, with a ridiculous and unacceptable statement, explicitly asking the Iranian nation to come and surrender. When a person observes these things, he is truly amazed. The Iranian nation has shown that it is not afraid in the face of threats from those who threaten.
This as President Trump continues to weigh whether the United States will play a larger role in support of Israel's military campaign against Iran as the Pentagon continues to deploy military assets to the Middle East.
Unconditional surrender. That means I've had it. Okay, I've had it, I give up, no more. Then we go blow up all the, all the nuclear stuff that's all over the place there. No, they had bad intentions. For 40 years, they've been saying death to America, death to Israel, death to anybody else that they didn't like. They were bullies. They were schoolyard bullies. And now they're not bullies anymore, but we'll see what happens. Look, nothing's finished until it's finished. War is very complex. A lot of bad things can happen. A lot of turns are made. So I don't know. I wouldn't say that we won anything yet. I would say that we sure as hell made a lot of progress. And we'll see. The next week is going to be very big, maybe less than a week, maybe less.
The premise of this conflict that Iran was close to a nuclear weapon. But this was the US Director of National Intelligence testifying before Congress in March.
The IC continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003. The IC continues to monitor closely if Tehran decides to reauthorize its nuclear weapons program.
When confronted by that assessment, Trump dismissed it, saying he didn't care what Gabbard said, and that he believed Iran was close to a nuclear bomb.
Right now, we are most likely the hours before a major escalation, rather de-escalation. What Trump has been signaling, tweeting today does not seem to suggest that he has any plans to actually give diplomacy a real chance. He's calling for surrender. I think he is likely miscalculating, thinking that the Iranians believe that surrender actually is an option, that Trump would honor the terms of a surrender. And that's assuming that they even think that surrender is in the cards, in the sense that their assessment of their strength and weakness is likely very different from the perception that exists in Israel and in the United States. If they don't trust that surrender actually is an option, because they believe that once they were to agree to it, the Israelis would not be content with just destroying the nuclear program. They would go after the missile program, and then it would snowball to a whole set of other things. And as a result, I don't think that they think is an actual option. So if Trump goes and insists on surrender, if talks even take place, I think it will ensure war.
The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres expressing his profound alarm at the escalation.
All military attacks must stop now. He reiterates his call immediately to pursue de-escalation, leading to a ceasefire, avoiding at all costs the descent into a deeper conflict. For the Secretary General of the United Nations, diplomacy remains the best and only way to address concerns regarding Iran's nuclear program and regional stability in the region.
As the US military stands ready to carry out any orders of its commander-in-chief on Iran. And as Israel and Iran continue to trade military blows, the world waits to see if the United States will insert itself more directly into yet another Middle East conflict. And if so, what are the political implications for the US president, who has asserted an America First policy, describing himself at his inauguration as a peacemaker and unifier? And while he has tried diplomacy, particularly in Ukraine, that war and the one in Gaza, and now between Israel and Iran, appears to undercut the idea of President Trump as a successful peacemaker. at least for now. Shervin Ricebees, SABC News, New York.